Hi all, so we're back for more in our Gelli Junkadory. It's just coming along. The more that I get printed in here, the more excited I am about moving through it. I mean, look, we've gotten a nice little chunk done, and this is our 6th section. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more major sections. I'd say this had 100 cards in it. I would think it does. So just so you have an idea of how many I have in here. So we've been going through our Rolodex doing different styles of mixed media to the cards. And the reason for that is because ultimately when we get them all done, we're going to then start mixing and matching these cards throughout the entire journal, especially when we add our storyline to it. So that way, you know, everything will look different, and it'll just be very cohesive. So what I try to do when I'm working on projects where I'm working on segments at a time and they're over and that's spread out, sometimes, you know, you can lose continuity to your project if you don't keep a few things in mind. So one of the things I do is I like to have the project to look as diverse as possible. So that's why I'm going through a lot of different ways of printing on our cards. I'm using different colors, but I'm also just keeping the colors harmonious as well. So you want to kind of have not a tight color palette. You want it to sort of be in between, not all over the place, but not super tight. Something that gives you a little flexibility, so that as you move through the pages, it's going to be very interesting. The other thing is that when you do different techniques, one of the things I like to do is periodically go back and pull from another technique when I'm doing a new one and mix those together. That way, in the end, each of these won't look so separate from the other. So for instance, today what we're going to do is we're going to work on coffee stained cards. I've already done a batch here so that I can Gelli print on them, but we'll go through a process where I'll show you exactly how quickly I stain these. And then I did a little bit of watercolor on them. I have this pastel that I got when I was in France. It's called Acrylic. It's a pastel. It's actually called pastel or wood. I'm trying to get it to focus. But any watercolor will do. This won't be possible to get unless you live in France. I don't know of any suppliers here. It's originally called wood, and it was first, you know, kind of founded in a particular region, eastern region in near Toulouse, in that region. And so I bought it when I was there, and I really like the color blue, but you know, you could use any watercolor that you have. So what I've done is I've stained the cards, which I'm going to show you. Then I came back and did a little bit of watercolor on top of them just to add another dimension. And then we're going to Gelli print on top of those using our very small plate as a stamp. I do that a lot, and then that way we can just really just go through these. So for instance, in each of the different styles, this is the very first one that I did, and I used a bit of a motif similar to this one. It was a larger one. We're going to use this one. And then I used this one, which is the Tim Holtz. So we used that sort of splatter. So we're going to use those again. On this one we use the Tim Holtz, but we use this coffee stain one, or you know, coffee cup ring or whatever it's called. Then when we did this series here, we were using this stamp here, right? And this is another example of using this stamp. And we also had some where we used this one. So now what we're going to do on top of the coffee stain, we're going to actually make these, which right now sort of look they all, you know, they look a bit different. I mean, these we're starting to pull together because of how I finished them, but they're all a little different. So now I'm introducing this one. So in order for this not to just stand out like a sore thumb, we have to begin to integrate them back. So one of the things we're going to do glazes of gold, of the various metallics, and we're also going to do a dark print of all of these different stencils using the color shift. And that way it's going to make all of these come together and really just work nicely. So we'll come back to these at the end so we can see how good a job I've done. But that's a little tip. Just always think in terms of, you know, what are the key icons that I'm using? What can I bring into the next layer that will integrate some of previous layers? So I hope that's making sense. So let me show you very quickly how I coffee stain these things. Yep, very easy. I'll show you. I do it right here on my desk. No muss, no fuss. Okay. Do some more. I love Gelli printing on coffee or tea stained papers. Okay, so what we're going to do is, so I just get myself a piece of plastic like this, which I use right here on my desk to stain, and then I simply lay the cards out. And then what I'm going to do is I have a spray bottle like this with my coffee solution in it, and I just literally just spray just a, you know, fine mist. And then what I like to do is taking a paper towel, I sort of sop this up a little bit. And then I'm going to flip this over, flip them over so that they'll get a little bit of the liquid from the other side as they lay there and dry. And then we'll spritz this side. And that's how I do it. Every now and then you have to, if I know I'm going to be staining, I, you know, make my solution up. But it can go bad inside of the bottle. So after, either you can just throw it in the refrigerator, or after a couple of days, I dump the coffee and just make a new brew. You know, especially if I know that I'm going to be coffee staining. And I could at any moment decide that's what I want to do. So I just pat them like that and then let them, literally just let them dry. I take the plastic off my surface so you can sort of, you see they'll just dry beautifully. That's how I did these. And I'll let them, just put them underneath my work desk a bit, let them dry over there. And once they're dry, we're going to now, I'll show you how I just, here again, we're just watercoloring, just using watercolor. So any that you already prefer to use. So I'm going to flip some of these over so you see, look at the nice staining and stuff on them. So just using a little bit of water here. You know, I like my circles, so I just kind of do a little bit of, I do some scripting. So just that simple, put it to the side. So any kind of images or anything that you want to kind of watercolor on your cards, you can. So I just turned the direction and just made some larger, bolder strokes. like that. So it's just that simple. So those I'll lay it up there to dry. That's out the way. And the ones that I've already done, I'll go ahead and start printing on them. So it's just that easy. Whatever you want to do, this just kind of gives another just really beautiful sort of watery layer over the cards, and you'll see how this is going to work out. So I think I'll start off with let's just do a gold glaze. And just even these cards with just a glaze. This is the Martha Stewart, color is this? This is pale bronze. And that I got at, Michael's. Now there's already going to be some color on this plate, so that's good. We'll just be picking up some additional information there. So on this side, that down and find a blank piece of paper. See? Oh, look at that. Instant age. Oh, I love it. And like I said, I just had a little bit of black on that plate from when I had done some, I guess it was either some sumi or it could have been some more of this black flash that we're going to be using. But see how that gold just really harmonized it all. I mean, this is gorgeous. And then with that little subtle using the watercolor underneath there, it's gorgeous. And then on this card stock, it's just the best. Oh, I love this technique. Okay, so we're going to, let's go ahead and roll out some of this. We'll use our stencils too, because we have the back and fronts of these to do. So I'll put some black flash down. This is the Color Shift by Folk Art. Here again, you can get that at Joann's or find this Michael's. Let's put that down. So I'm going to grab a bit of this like that. And I'm using, I mean, you could lay these out on the large plate like we've been doing, but I really kind of want it, since they're staying, I wanted just to kind of control it and sort of do it a bit like a stamp. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. And with the stained paper through it, I mean, like that's just, get it to focus. I mean, that's like done. Let me get it to focus, come on. So you guys can really appreciate the staining. I don't know why my camera is taking so long to focus. Oh, there we go. See, you can just really see the coffee staining with the print. It's just gorgeous. And it's so simple. Just on that layer of coffee staining really makes a difference in it just becomes a foundational layer, for your, I'm trying to talk and beat the thing. Sorry. Okay, we're going to pick up that that ghost that's down there. So I'm going to try taking it over top of one of the cards here that I've also done the printing. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, brilliant. So beautiful. It's something about when you do that watercolor as a layer and then jelly print with the acrylics on top of it, you just get this really beautiful etheric layer. Look at that. Oh boy. And that's just one pull. Like, this doesn't require a lot of, pulling around. So let's see, we're going to just roll through these. So I'm going to use the black flash. I'll roll that out. I'm going to go for this circle. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to get a bit of it there. And a bit on the back of this one. Just so that, you know, you start breaking up the pattern to get bits and pieces of things. Okay. See? Look at that. Oh, love it. So we're getting, in that black flash, it's a really nice metallic, but we're just getting just nice bits of information there. I think what I'm going to do is take this card here in the back and see if I can pick up the ghost of that. Oh yes, that's great. Love it. Okay, we're just going to kind of keep on going through these. Let's grab this one here, and we're going to use the black flash again so we can get some of this pattern. So put that down, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take it like that, and I'm going to take the back side of this and let's pull that. So you want to make sure you do your watercolor first so that it really seeps into the, look at that, perfect. It seeps into the, oh I love it, into the paper, because once you start doing the jelly printing on it, it's not going to be as, you know, impressive. So I'm going to use the Champagne Gold Martha Stewart. Here again, I get these all at Michael's. So this is a bit of a lighter gold. We're going to use that to pick up this ghost. Let me see what I want to use here. Got the back sides of some of these, so I think I'll put that down like that. And what I want to do, make a decision, Robyn, before it dries. I'll do it like that. I'll do the back side of that piece. It's just gorgeous. Jelly printing on any coffee or tea stain papers or any stain papers, it's just like the best. It's something about that first layer that builds so much interest that it really just expands the way your prints come out. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. That little piece right there. Can you see that? Tonight, it's kind of hard to get it to focus. It just, there, you can see it. Just love when you get that ghosting. Oh, that's nice. And then it's picking up the gold that's underneath it. And then we'll come back with, oh, let me use some of this Arteza. I did actually speak with the company, and I have requested that they consider making this in a larger size. And I was actually surprised at how open they were at the, you know, oops, the request. Now, it doesn't mean that it'll get done or maybe anytime soon, but I thought that was pretty cool that they did. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Let's just use this burlap and come back with this pattern. This, in fact, let me just turn it this way. Do that. So hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed, they will actually do that Aztec gold in just in one of these size, you know, the 120 milliliter. That's what I requested. Just give us a big one. That will make us very happy. Okay. Oh yes. So we got nice little sort of patterning on it. See? Now let's pick this up. I'm going to take this and put this down here like that. See how much of it I can grab. Hopefully I'll get a good chunk of it. Okay. Don't know how much it's going to pull up because, oh, actually it did a really good job. Oh my goodness. I like when this particular pattern does this. When you get the ghost, you see that? Look at the, oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. Boy, this thing looks old, doesn't it? Looks like we could have gotten this in found in an old book or something. I love it. Love it. Okay. So we're going to put down a thin layer of the champagne in the deco art. And we're just going to lay it down. And I want to pick up some just thin glaze layers now. Like on this one, we need just a glaze layer because this side is done. Love it. And we can finish some of these off with some nice glaze layers. Oh, look at that. It's still picking up that ghost. Gorgeous. Love it. Really do like that. Okay, so that's done. Still need to do the back of this one. So now we're going to start working on, you know how I like to start moving towards seeing what we need to still do. Which one do I need to get? I'm going to use this one sort of last as a final layer, so I need to remember to come back to that one. Let's do some more this one here. So let me put down some more of this black flash. And put that down. And let's get a bit like this. So I'm going to put it off center so I can get one side. And then okay, do it like this. Get the other side like that. Yeah, these are gorgeous. These are going to work beautifully. Yes, see, that's gorgeous. Love it. So let me put down, I'm going to go bold with this, the first gold that we used, which is the bronze. Just get a look at this other brayer here, because so this should have a nice high contrast against. So I'm just going to go and put this whole thing down and pick it up. And you know, it's going to be a bit on this side, and since I have that overhang there, I'm going to try to grab it there. And same thing here. And actually, we got a little bit at the top there. See, where do we want to put it? Do it like that. See what we come away with. Just bits and pieces, layers. Okay. Alrighty. So I got a little bit there. Yep, good. Yeah, perfect. It's picking up those side pieces. Oh, look at that. It is so yummy. Oh, love it. That's just ready to put more layers on now. Oh, put that there. So we're going to come back with the champagne gold in the deco art. Get us another layer. Okay, I'm going to take and put the whole thing down and grab that. Now I want to just start unifying some of these because I've got a lot of the images in repeat here, so I like that. Okay, that's good. Good, good, good. This is bronze. I mean, this is the pale gold in the Martha Stewart. Let's get some layers here. And remember, we're glazing, so I'm really just working on getting thin layers. So use this, put that down. These cards are gorgeous, gorgeous, and when they dry, they just get better and better. Oh, love it. I love that gold just over the think of your words, Robyn. Just put a thin layer of this over the watercolor. It's really pretty. So we'll finish these up. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. Let's use. I'm back to the champagne gold, so you know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of moving back and forth between the light one, dark one. I just want to make sure I'm getting good thin layers here. Yes, very good. This black flash down again. I want to get another layer of this webbing. I really like this. I want to put it over top of this one here. So I feel like I just want a little bit more of a defined pattern on that one, because I really like the background. So I feel like I need something just to make it pop. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Just that little distinction there. Ah, perfect. Okay. Let's get, this is that champagne and the deco art. And that we should be able to pick a ghost up with. I'll do the back of this card. Okay. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Just got a nice light. You can see it. Ghosting with the gold. Oh, it's nice. Makes a nice background. We want something here. Just going back and forth between these golds. That's the best thing to do, so that just using different golds. This is one that you can't get anymore. It's a DIY shop. It seems like they've discontinued it, so, but I do like it. So. Let me get this layer pretty thin there. Okay. We're just using this is a very tight color palette of the golds and the black flash, and we're really getting nice foundational pieces. These are all done. I'm just kind of doing my survey now to figure out what's left. There's a little something here. Let's see. So those I'm going to a little bit there. Okay, that's done. So we're nearly finished. I'm trying to think, what do I want to put? I think I'll just use the champagne and the deco art on these. Yeah, perfect. So I'll do that again, just on this card there. I'm trying, oh boy, slid my plate right off my desk. I can't say I've done that before. Goodness. I'll put this one down. I guess I was thinking what I wanted to do as sort of a, I want to do an accent color. Not sure what I want that to be. Okay. Love these. Okay, that's done. I know I want to do some kind of accent. I don't know what I want that to be. I'm just going to do, I have a build up on my brayer right now, the black and that champagne gold. So it should kind of create like a grunge print. Yeah, it did. That's nice. I like that. Just wanted to. So then we're going to come back and do a layer. Oh, that's right, because I still want to do our ink blots on there. So I'm going to do that on that one. These are just all so beautiful. Okay, so then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I kind of wanted I'm hesitating because I was trying to see if I had like a, really don't have, you know, I'm going to get the Arteza Bordeaux Red. I didn't pull it. Give me a minute to pull it because I do really enjoy working with that one, and I think it'll give us what we need, that little pop of color. Here it is that I'm looking for. Just a little bit of this really dark red I think will pull this all together. So like for this one right here, I want to put this with this ink blot, right? Like right here on this card to really just make that whole thing pop. Ah, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Oh, yummy. Oh, I love that. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can pull some of that on. Put a little bit on this one right here. Just almost like a stamp. Just pick it up real quick. Yeah, like that. So we don't get a lot of it. Just So I just put down the part of the card that I want it to go on, and then we lift it up. Perfect. Yep, love it, love it, love it. So let me see. Roll a thin layer, and then let's just put this one down. These, hopefully, looks like maybe red wine. Oh yeah, look at that. Love it. We don't need a lot of it, yeah. I'm going to take in a little bit more of this Bordeaux red. Let's go back and get our netting. I'm just putting a very little bit, because really what I'm just trying to do is create a glaze on the plate. I guess I could use a little bit more than that. I've got more coming off than I have going on. But the point, I really want to emphasize, we just don't want a lot of color. We really want it to be pretty much a glaze. And this is drying pretty quickly because I have my overhead fan going, and it dries pretty quickly. The thing about these Artezas, which I do like with the printing, is that they're not super watery. So a thin layer really gives you a thin layer. But for me here where I live in the Southwest, and then I have my fan on because, you know, it's 100 degrees outside, my ceiling fan as well, it dries really quickly. But oh, look at that, that's just gorgeous. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Look at all these layers going on now. Just about, jelly printing is about the thin layers, I think. Oh, I love it. Okay. I wonder if I can just, I wonder if this is too dry to try to pick it up. Let's give it a shot. If it is, we can always come back and put a little bit of something else down. But let's hope, pray it'll pick it up, because I just want it to be, I want it to be a solid layer, but I want it to be thin. I don't really want it to be too bold. Ah, it picked it up. Yay, that's what I was looking for. Ah, right over that, the watercolor, see? We've got some gold glazing on there, and then it just picked that print right up. Oh, I love it. Okay, so that's done. Love this one too. Ah, that's done. Just need something on this one. Looking good. I'm just going to probably glaze that up real quickly, just a little bit, since I have a little bit of this red on here. I'm going to see if I can just get a very thin glaze here, and hopefully some of the red's coming off of the brayer and mixing in. If that's the case, then we should get just a little bit of a red glazing over this as well. Yes, look at that. And we picked up some more of that that was on the edge of the plate. We got the glazing. I love it. Okay, so what do I want to do? I feel like I want to do something else, even though I know it. I'll use some black flash. I feel like that needs just something else on that one. I mean, I probably could do this forever on all of them, you know, like all of them could just use a little bit of this, or, but I really, the point of this is to show you guys a technique, you know, to kind of do it quickly so that you can sort of see yourself how you can go in and get started on them. Otherwise, this could go on for hours, right? So hopefully this gives you some more ideas and some more motivation. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. So then I got that extra little layer. This stencil is one of the Tim Holes. This is Seth, one of Seth's stamps. I like it a lot. Alrighty, so I'd say that that's pretty good. I want something there. Oh boy, Robyn. Okay. But I just don't know. I've really kept this palette such that, I wonder if I can just do gold on gold. Let's try this. It's not going to be really, I'm using the gold, the A127 in the Arteza. I don't know if I put too much on. Let's see. I like this gold too. It is a really good gold. The thing I like about their watercolor, their paints, I have to say, in all honesty, they're very thick and they do not have a lot of moisture in them. And I love that, because then they just really don't, they're perfect for jelly printing. I don't know where to put that. I'll just put that down. Because they just don't have a lot of moisture in them. So you get really good, clean pulls off your plate. Really, they really are good paints. I have to say that. I know that I'm working with them. I've been doing some collaborations. You guys know that. But I wouldn't be using these paints and raving about them if I didn't like them. I just don't do that, because I wouldn't be getting the results. Oh, look at that gold. So that sort of gold on gold. You see how we got that? That was a good call, because we're getting that gold on gold. It takes forever for my, oh yeah, my camera. Oh, look at that. See? That just adds a nice subtle. Same thing here. I got it on that side. Love it. Okay. So we always know there's something else to pull, but we'll stop right there and let's look at what we've got in here. I love this one. So here are our prints. Oh, these are great. I feel like I want something else on that one. Oh, I love these. Oh, I love this one too. Oh, those are good. So let's look real quickly back to the first grouping that we pulled out, and you'll see how we go from them looking like they were just going to be oddballs to them really blending in nicely. You see this? So if you look at this one, this is one of the very first ones I've done. And let's just pull any one. Look at that. See, by me using those gold, just a little similar palette, but still these are quite different techniques. But they're going to go just beautifully in our, Gellidex book here, because we just found common ground. So here's one of the ones that we did earlier. So let's just look at one that we just did. See? Though it's a different color palette, this card was tea stain, it's a darker color, it just still goes beautifully because we pulled that stamp in, that stencil. So just wanted to show you all that. See that we did this blotch, completely different techniques, but just by pulling that same stencil in, that helps to integrate the difference in the techniques that we've done. So I'm loving all of these. Oh, I'll do some more. This one I'll come back and do a little something. What I don't like about this one is that abrupt line. But I'll be able to get rid of that pretty quickly just by just doing just another little print. Or I may leave it because I'm going to be collaging. you know, I might just right off, you know, take a piece of, say something like this. Not that we're supposed to be collaging, Robyn, but I just happen to have that up there from an earlier project. So we don't have to think about these as being, trying to cut this, get this little extra edge off. You know, the jelly, we have to, you know, and I'm reminding myself as I'm saying this to you guys as well, the jelly print is the beginning place for what we're doing. So if I just take that and put it down there, oh, I love it. I think I'll just bring it up over. Just so you can see real quickly how we can just take this image. Just have to get this edge off. Because see, the edge doesn't print all. It's a washi tape. It doesn't print all the way to the edge. But I love this. I'll leave the link below the video for this because this stuff is the best. Okay. So just cut this off. We'll burnish it, and that was fine there. Actually, it makes a beautiful transition from one side to the other with that line gone. And because the washi tape has a little bit of red in there, oh, this is gorgeous. Look. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. It's a little bit of washi tape. And the, and then we can see a little bit of the original watercolor scripting underneath there. So that's good. And this is the tape. I'll make sure I put the link. I think when I got it, it came with this one and this one. I think 3 came. This one, and I think this one came together. I'll put the link. It's something like that. But these are nice. Alrighty, so we're done. Thanks again for joining me over here on YouTube. I love the community. Questions, comments, please put it below. Like the video if you do, and please subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get the notifications. And I'll come back next week with another session in our Gellidex. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.